And hello there, and welcome back to the latest episode of The Mistaken, the Roll for Story Curse of Strahd campaign, our second run through of this, but this one is a hell of a lot different than the first one. Um, Mostly because we've actually fleshed a lot of stuff out. On our last episode, the party investigated the disappearance of the sheep in Kresk and found out that it was the result of the revival of the Burgmaster's child, who had become some sort of monster, unable to satisfy their hunger, always wanting to devour more and more, to the point that they had devoured most of the sheep and had started devouring the people. The party did manage to bring them down, with only one casualty for the town, almost two, with the Burgomaster almost dying, but that's what he gets for trying to engage in combat when he has, well, when he's squishy. Turns out that the Burgomaster's wife knew all about this. She has been arrested. And the village simpleton, who is also the sheep herder, comes forth with a letter for the party, indicating that there might be a place with plenty of provisions known as the Feetotov Manor. The guards of the town, after presenting the party with an emblem allowing them to get back into the town without much scrutiny in the future, have been asked to go investigate this and see if they can bargain for food.
You also mentioned post last session that there is a shrine in town that we may want to visit.
Yes. There is also a shrine in the town that the party may wish to visit before leaving. And it's with that, with the party having had, I believe, possibly a short rest to recover from the battle, particularly Octavian, who I got quite heavily damaged due to saving throws and poison.
Yeah, I didn't do a short. I'll do a quick short rest now. I didn't do that.
I'm not actually happy that I managed to successfully hurt Octavian for once at all. But what would the party like to do? It's still fairly early in the morning, but so you've got some time.
Seeing the message from you last week, James, I am going to give everyone two good. How many have we got? One, two. Yeah, I'm going to give everyone 2 good berries each.
Oh, thank you.
So make a note of that on your sheet somewhere.
I have a good berry consumable, I think. No, I don't. Thought I did.
Is there something preventing us from entering the abbey?
Physically, no. But Sigma was met by a person from the Abbey last session who did instruct them to complete certain tasks before coming to the Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
So the party could try to go to the Abbey.
Well, we needed to go to the Abbey to get information on the Ember Temple, and as I don't see how going to the ball, or what's their name again?
Feetotov Manor?
Vitatalk, yes. We should be able. It's early. They're not awake. They're not prepared. They probably have some festivities tonight.
Hmm.
We might as well go there later in the afternoon.
There was the shrine. The shrine the guard mentioned. Katia may want to stop at that if it is to her god.
Yes, I would like to see this.
If you wish to head over towards the shrine, you can. I will put you on that particular map.
Did Misha suggest going up to the Abbey now out loud?
Yeah.
You would have seen Sigma sort of twitch at the idea of doing that immediately.
You
But
would also see Katia tense up at that idea.
We might as well go there now, so we're just done with it for now.
I think we should deal with the food situation first.
I agree with Sigma.
I don't see how we can deal with the suit situation right this moment, but sure.
So, do I actually have art? Yes, I do. Show the art as you head towards the shrine.
Want me to do a religious check?
You can. I'm going to give you a description. But
Okay,
Misha,
go
you
ahead.
can tell that Sigma is hiding something.
Yeah.
Even under grey skies, this pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. A wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands in the gazebo, with arms outstretched as though waiting to be embraced.
Wait.
Can I roll a religion check?
Yeah.
Can I assist? Or roll as well?
Sure. Sure.
So advantage?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Needed that advantage. So, this, from your knowledge, is a statue depicting the Morning Lord himself. It is positioned so that it is reaching towards the east, the dawn. And you would remember, perhaps from your studies, that locals refer to this statue and gazebo as the Shrine of the White Sun. But the reasoning for such are unknown.
Oh. This is the Shrine of the White Sun. I've heard about this place.
Another thing you would have heard of with that role is that it's believed that this pool is somehow immune to corruption, and people who have come here weary from work, battle, etc., have felt rejuvenated, but only the first time they drink from here. Otherwise, it tastes sweet and fresh.
The
They
pool?
say the water has healing properties. But it only really works the first time you drink it.
Would anyone like to approach the shrine?
Yeah,
I
Sigma
would.
will approach curiously.
I gotta zoom out.
So the shrine is this gazebo structure here.
Does this shrine predate Kresk, or does it?
It's old, but perhaps not predating. Maybe predating Crest.
I roll a history if you want to see if
Yeah,
any of
go
them
for it.
Would I know of this shrine?
You've definitely heard of shrines like this to the Morning Lord, always positioned to be facing towards the dawn as if embracing it.
One this close to my home?
Yes, you're definitely aware of ones nearby your home. Yeah. For you, Katia, for the briefest of moments, and you're not, I'd say you perhaps aren't quite convinced it's a trick of the light. For a moment, the figure itself looks almost familiar to you, or the statue.
Of course.
Can I look at it closer?
Sure.
I'm guessing it's like. Okay. Wow. What do you want me to roll?
You don't need to roll anything. This is more of a perspective thing. As you get closer, and again, it's almost like you look and it looks like one thing, and then you look again and it doesn't. But it, for want of a better term, it almost looks like, for you, for the briefest of moments, a younger, happier version of Strahd, but there's something off about the face that's not quite Strahd's face, but then as soon as you look again, it's clearly nothing like Strahd.
Okay. I don't know how to process that. Okay. She's gonna just kind of move away from it, and she's gonna look at Misha kind of expectantly, just like, well, it's your thing. You know?
Did I get anything from the
What?
history check?
With your history check, you would know that, and based on this, it is a very old building. Perhaps it's hard to tell exactly how old because it looks like, because of it being made out of wood, parts of it are anyway, have been like replaced and updated over time. So finding its true age is difficult. But you would say it's very old.
Would
And
any of the hunters inside have come to this place, considering the association of hunters and
let
the
me
Morning Lord?
have a think. Remind myself. I would say the old man speaks up in your mind. Yeah, I remember this place. I do. Came here a few times when I was a lad. Certainly let the place go, though.
Sigmund will say to Misha, this place might have, this place was here before.
So, that makes sense. Might have not been here before, but I'm pretty sure I've heard stories about this place, or rather, the rumors.
Sigma will let the old hunter take some sort of control, and if he wants to, he can pray or otherwise.
The old hunter taking control looks about, and rather than going to pray, he almost seems to be expecting the craftsmanship of the place. Probably makes a comment like, yeah, they've used a really shoddy bit of wood with this replacement here. They should have used some good solid oak instead of this pine rubbish, but I suppose they can't get much better around here. Oh god, if one of my apprentices was to try to make their weapons out of shitty wood like this, I'd slap them.
Is this voice coming out of Sigma? Like, is he talking?
Yes. It's almost like Sigma's muttering to themselves and saying this, but it would be Sigma, but the voice is entirely different.
Sigma?
You would hear you'd see the ears perk as Sigma would turn around, completely normal and to what you expect, and he goes, "Yes,
You all right?"
perfectly fine. Just I don't think anyone mentioned it to you. I have said that there are multiple. That we are multiple people, have I not?"
She looks to Misha really quick before she looks back. Yes, but I'll be honest, I didn't really know what you meant when you said that. I guess I still really don't understand it yet either.
Sigma will look towards Octavian and go, "I believe you and the old hunter have spoken the most in the group. Over pipeweed?"
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, he's a good guy. Knows what he's on about. It's a bit unusual, got to admit, having multiple people voices. It's a lot getting used to with that bloody glove. I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's just weird being the same one of the group, I suppose.
I could always introduce you all at some point.
He does sort of say it with a smile. Yeah, he's trying to make a joke out of it.
Sigma, would you like me to give a bit more of an explanation for you? You hear the voice of Hohenheim.
Yeah, Sigma will let Hohenheim
It's just
take control. Sigma would stand up like much straighter, and like their fingers would be placed together, almost matter-of-factly. Like that sort of like grace and animalistic movement of Sigma would straighten until it's just almost like precisely. The movement is much more precise in a way that is more intelligence-oriented.
Yes, young Katia. Allow me to give a brief explanation. Of course, I'm sure you understand I can't give you all the details, trade secrets and all that. But essentially, Sigma is the result of experimentation via the research division of the Lightbrand family to create, for want of a better word, the ultimate hunter. As part of this, we used pieces of various creatures, as well as the souls of multiple others in order to gain a vast array of experience and such. Unfortunately, some of those who got absorbed into Sigma's consciousness, like myself, were unintentional, but, well, it's a useful perspective to see the results of our experimentation. Does that help explain things a little?
Can I make an intelligence check to see if she's wrapping her brain around any of this? You gotta remember, she's a religious woman. All this science jargon is going all over her head.
Misha will lean into Katia and whisper, "Don't worry, I don't know anything that they're talking about, but these are friends." Guess it's fine.
Nope.
Yeah, you don't understand. They
Oh.
perhaps notice the look on your face and it just said, here's my explanation was a bit too technical. How to dumb this down to your level?
I'm not dumb, I'm just...
No, compared to me, most people are, my dear. I don't mean anything by it. But essentially, you've perhaps heard the concept that a person can have multiple personalities. That's a common one, correct?
Yes. I've also heard of possession of another being sharing the same body as another, but this is a little beyond me.
Yes, think of us as essentially a possessing a body that was made from other bodies, and there's a few of us, so Sigma has a form of dissociative identity disorder, though I suppose in our case it's not so much dissociative, but more just that they have multiple voices in their head who can speak up should they wish. Some of us a bit more likely to speak up than others. Depending on the situation, of course.
So when is Sigma then? How do we know if we're talking to him or if we're talking to somebody else?
That is an excellent question. One which...
Because I can tell you are not Sigma, but...
That's the thing. They all are.
We all are, and we all aren't.
I'm even more confused now.
Just... Well, how to...
I already have a headache.
Don't worry about it too much. The person you deal with most of the time will be Sigma. Occasionally, as his friends, I would hope you're able to tell the difference. And that in itself will be a fascinating experiment to watch. But back to you, Sigma. And then the voice fades.
As soon as Hohenheim relinquishes control, it's almost like I imagine for Sigma, it's almost like sitting in a chair, and they're always like next to the chair, or they get to choose who's sitting in it. But they're like, you see the body relax and get into that more sort of analytic thinking as their ears twitch again, before they kind of think about it, and they reach into their pack and pull out the nesting doll from Blinsky. It's kind of like this.
Oh. Okay, I think I get it now. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I guess I'm more sheltered than I believed I was.
It's
Forgive
no
me
trouble,
for...
Katia.
No, it's... Forgive me for my ignorance.
If you meet... There you go.
It hasn't come up?
I suppose.
Sigma will look towards Octavian and go, honestly, I think they just, they're all part of who I am, really.
Yes,
We
they're
are.
all you, and you are part of them. You wouldn't be here without them, and they wouldn't be here without you.
You see that Sigma thinks about it, and sort of like the fact that all the thinking is going towards like what's going on with them. You would see Octavian Sigma looks at you, and you'd see that he avoids your eyes for a second. Like he has more that he's thinking of saying, and he doesn't know if he should say it or not. Hohenheim would know that this is about what's going on with the souls and spirits.
Yeah. I am going to move on to Misha, who did a divine sense check. So there is definitely, I wouldn't say to the point of like a hallow spell or something like that. And there's definitely no creatures about other than, your party members.
Yeah.
But you do get a general feeling of holiness from this place. That to you, strangely, rather than for the shrine itself, seems more focused towards the pool.
Yeah. Makes sense. So it's not the shrine, it's the pool. That's the focus.
It's almost like, for want of a better word, like, and this is going to be one of the weirdest explanations. If you imagine this as sort of an engine, right? The whole thing. The shrine is like where you would put in the fuel for the engine, and the pool is the result. Like the power from the engine, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
No, but let's see if I understand it. You mentioned it as an engine. Isn't it the pool more like a battery, and gazebo is like a solar panel that's
that is
prayers?
that is a good way of put it. Yeah, like yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But one thing I will say you'll also notice because of your... Actually, give me a religion check, actually. I'll decide if you notice this.
I just rolled great for religion. Oh, I did well.
Okay. So something you sense from this is that whilst this is a source of... this is absorbing power and the lake is sort of the storage of that. You do notice almost like there should be more, like there is, like the energy is slowly very... Not so much that, but more like, like if you charge a battery too much, it won't keep the charge as well.
Yeah.
Or won't hold as much charge. It's kind of like that. Like the pool should be able to hold more energy than it does.
Okay.
Or possibly it's not able to get enough energy in order to sustain the effect as well as it could.
So something is... What's the word? Staggering the max capacity?
So probably the thing that comes to your mind is this is a shrine to the Morning Lord, perhaps originating based on what Sigma has done to a long time ago, perhaps before even the mists were here. And this is clearly a statue aimed to greet the dawn.
Wait. the dawn is to the east, but the east is on the right side normally. Where's
Yeah,
the...
not on this map.
Okay.
Weirdly.
Is the issue that it can't see dawn because of the mists?
That is one of your theories, yes. Or it could be because, as you're aware to some extent, the presence of the gods in this realm is far weaker than it should be. Like,
Yeah.
perhaps it's not able, even if it could get the sunlight, perhaps it's not able to get the divineness of the Morning Lord.
It saddens me to see how a great place like this has been fallen into ruin, for a lack of better term.
Would you say, as you're saying this, you're perhaps looking towards the lake or the pool?
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a lake; it's more of a pond, big pond.
Sorry, can you repeat that last part? Or
Yeah.
part
Would you say as you're mentioning that, like, sad to see this sort of thing, and you're thinking about this, that at any point your gaze would have gone towards the pool itself?
Yeah.
Case.
Both the gazebo and the pool is what I would glance over as I
Yeah.
was saying that.
I would say as your gaze moves from the statue towards the pool, you see perhaps a faint or a stronger sparkle in the water, like around here-ish.
Oh. Wait, is that in... Would there be a celestial or a fiend around that in that area? Because this is just within 60 feet.
You're getting a presence, but you can't. I'll say it's faint enough that you can't tell quite what it is. Perhaps it's being almost like because of the holiness of the pool, it's almost like an interference. So there's something else there, but you can't quite pick up the image, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I could go check it for you.
Let's go together. Who is there?
Anyone else going?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah.
So, as you approach that point in the pool and you look into it, you see a reflection that is not your own, Misha.
Not my own at all?
Yes, not your own at all. Like with what Katia briefly saw of the statue, you see a figure very reminiscent of what you would imagine a younger Strahd to look like. But the facial structure is just different enough that it clearly isn't Strahd.
Would it look similar to someone else I know? Or have I
No.
never seen that person?
You haven't seen that person.
Say it's similar to Strahd. Is it more like a relative?
That would be the feeling you're getting, yes.
Who are you?
They just they don't seem to respond, but as Katia approaches, her reflection is also different. Her reflection looks much more reminiscent of
Say it.
Irina.
Ah.
But again, different enough that it's clearly not Irina.
The demeanor's wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the two figures seem to be holding hands and smiling slightly. But the smile almost seems strained.
Strengths.
Yes, like they're like it's not quite the truth, I would say.
The truth.
And I would say it's almost... Actually, both Katia and Misha in particular can roll me insight checks. The others can roll me insight with disadvantage.
$17?
13?
Okay. So the 17 will do it. For want of... It's almost like... the image of the Irina-looking figure is more distorted and incomplete. Like it... I mean, both are, like, they're just sort of ripples on the water, but the... And the male figure looks to the female sadly as they vanish, and there is no... and Katia is not seeing a reflection of herself at all in the water. Or perhaps, yeah, no reflection at all.
What? Tatiana disappeared is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
This, the people from the book.
Sergey?
Sergey.
They smile slightly and then look to where the female figure was for a moment before their frown deepening, almost like a loneliness and longing on their features before they too fade.
Why are there souls? Is it souls? How would the mirror work? When we're done with the Ember Temple, I need to check the mirror. And why is it my reflection? Is it coincidence?
Perhaps it's that you two are...
Sorry.
How
Connected
could I be
in the same way?
How could I be connected to Sergey?
Misha,
Yes, gotcha.
your brother. What was his name again?
Vasily.
When you say that name, her expression is interesting. I need to talk to you.
I'm going to say one last thing before that happens. One thing Misha and Sigma in particular would have noticed is that Sergey, assuming that's who it is, had a light brand family crest on them.
What the fuck?
What?
That's not possible. That shouldn't be possible.
How could it be possible?
I really gotta talk to you now.
What?
She will take Misha's hand. I need to talk to you.
Sure. Where? What? Here? No? Where?
Could we have known them? Like, what? I'm so confused.
She looks to the group. She looks to Misha. Just come with me, please.
Yeah.
And
all of us?
No, just Misha. Just come with me, please.
Yeah. Where to? I'll follow.
Oh.
Hey, not you.
I wasn't trying.
I like to think that they did go to follow, and then Misha just gave them that look. Stay.
Yeah.
I need to tell you something, and I don't know how the rest of the people are going to react to this information. Okay?
Okay.
When I first... I don't really know what's going on. I don't really I don't want to imply anything or say that something is happening when it's not. Because I don't really know.
Okay.
But when I first met my fiancé, he didn't say that his name was Strahd. He didn't look like him. He didn't even act like him. He said he was an adventurer named...
Yes.
He was visiting town.
And it's cutting out.
Yeah, I think you cut out named and then an adventurer.
Oh, sorry.
Of
course.
That's cut out.
Yeah, the name got blurred.
Like someone's trying to stop me from saying it.
Yep.
The name got censored.
Right?
Name censored.
She said he said that he was an adventurer named Vasily. And for as long as I knew him, up until I moved to Ravenloft, he was Vasily to me. I don't know what that implies, and I don't know what it means.
Terrible luck. That's what it is. It's not like Vasily is a rare name. It used to be common in this region. Did you know it actually means royal? Or king, even?
Of course he picked that for himself, then.
He might have stolen it from us. But no, he can't be my brother.
Misha, the stories say that Strahd first appeared at your home.
But
years ago, when you disappeared at the same time. Don't you think this is weird? Don't you think there's... I don't want to say that he is your brother, and I don't think he's your brother, but...
I believe my brother is here somewhere in these mountains. There's plenty of sightings that look way more similar to my brother than That bloodsucker.
You would have recognized him too, wouldn't you? Unless he... I don't know. I'm sorry if this... I'm sorry. I should have...
Nah, it's... He used a fake name. That's eerily close to my brother's. That's all it is.
It's the same name.
What? He introduced himself as Vasily Lightbrand?
Not Lightbrand. Just Vasily. A traveling adventurer. Of course, I found out he was lying to me.
Well, it's...
I didn't want to bring this up in front of the group in case...
Nah. We already know that there's another person using that name in Barovia. Someone...
You just didn't know who, did you?
We didn't realize the face behind the name. That name. No, it can't be my brother.
So, this is actually good news for you?
It's not bad news.
Yeah, it's certainly news, though.
Yeah.
I suppose. She looks down and she realizes she's still holding your hand.
No, it's... Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
She lets go of his hand after she's been holding it this whole damn time. Right, let's just let's go back to the group.
Yeah.
Let's just, if you want to talk about it with them, I'll let you do it, but I'm not...
That's not... They don't need to know.
Alright.
Gonna bother them too much.
She'll nod.
I feel like Greed will make some sort of like scandalous comment about the two lovebirds at this point, and just start like whistling the Misha and Katia sitting in a tree tune.
You be quiet.
When you return to the pool, your reflections are back to normal. They're just your reflections.
Oh.
I want to kneel down and touch the water.
The water is cool and soothing, and you feel instinctively that if you were to drink it, it would wash away feelings of tiredness, for example.
I think I have an empty potion bottle I could use, I think.
That's not a bad shout, actually.
Actually, she's gonna dump out her water skin and fill it up with that.
Okay. Something you will notice looking into the water skin is the water seems to have immediately lost some of its shine. It's still very fresh and very refreshing looking water. That is somehow cooler than it should be, but perhaps, but it's lost some of that natural sparkle.
Huh. Seems it wants you to drink from the source itself, not bottle it.
It's the magic. It's not just the water, it's the entire pool. just a few drops won't have enough.
Do I know why it's like this? Like, what's the story behind this lake? Or I think I would know the story.
With your earlier religion check, the Shrine of the White Sun, when it was originally built, it was said to be built by Saint Andrel as a sort of pairing for the Abbey. Essentially, the Abbey is to the moon, and this is to the sun. And Saint Andrel was a saint of the Morning Lord.
Oh, dual respect for the city. I understand.
Wait, would that mean that there is something similar to Mother Night near Vallaki, near the Church of Saint Andrel?
There's a possibility, certainly. And Saint Andrel themselves supposedly not only built this shrine but blessed this lake. And it was said when this lake was originally blessed, it could even look, I just want to quote myself correctly in my notes.
By the way, she is telling all of this to the group.
Yeah,
Imagine
it
you're
was
looking in the
all that you were
water.
saying.
Yeah, it was said the water was powerful enough that it could remove, bring petrified people back to life, remove curses, restore debilitating effects, even to some extent, regrow lost limbs.
Oh.
But as Misha is aware, that effect is significantly lessened over time.
The same way that Katia sort of dipped their fingers in, Sigma's going to do the same because they don't know how this will react differently to them, if at all.
For you, it sends a strange shiver throughout your body, and for a moment you gain a picture of those doors in your mind. And one of the ones, and some of the ones that were degraded, seem just a little bit less degraded. Appears that this water has some sort of restorative effect. And if anyone is proficient in Arcana, they can roll Arcana for this to know exactly what it does.
Ooh,
I'll roll for Greed.
Not Arcana. I do got medicine and religion.
17.
Yeah, so Greed and Octavian know that the water from this lake will essentially function like the Lesser Restoration spell.
Oh, damn.
So it will end diseases, end conditions, and will also potentially, if they have 1 point of exhaustion, it will remove that point of exhaustion. However, based on what the stories say, that sort of restorative effect only works once per person.
And you have to drink it to do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, what would the party like to do now?
Keep in mind where the lake is. Make sure it stays empowered.
Yeah.
Let's prepare for the bowl.
You should take the wine cart there.
I'm not ready for another dance in that stupid dress.
Whoa! Why are you here?
Whoa.
For a second, I thought our animated armor was flying at us like
Yeah.
Nox.
Our animated armor was there, yeah.
Why is he here? I mean, we're just going to a noble house. We don't know there's going to be a party.
She gives him a look. They said they've been having a party every night.
Basically.
Makes the night different.
I mean, we just need to get some food and get out of there. We don't need to stay.
Logically. That should be the case, but we won't know.
I guess that's where we need to go.
Alright.
So,
Sigma will get the wizard and the wine cart ready since they've unloaded it by this point.
yeah.
To use as a
Yeah.
so that we can bring food back when we get there.
Yeah, so I'm just going to take you to the actual town map at the moment, which hopefully you can see.
Oh, this is the Abbey.
And so that's the Abbey. But obviously you can see where the pool is in the very northern part of town.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I see they've resurrected Ilya again.
Yeah, Ilya is immortal. But after perhaps getting some directions to confirm the location, the party head off towards the Feetov Manor.
Not been very long. We've been up for like an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe
Traveling
two.
to the Feetov Manor is a long journey. It is not a quick one.
Oh God.
Yeah, because you're traveling through the woods, but the second. Let me. Yeah, let's just take you over to the map. So, it is actually the afternoon by the time you arrive. Probably around 3 p.m. Yes. Ahead of you, you do see the large and fairly impressive Vitatov Manor. Don't think I have a handout for this one. But yeah. Let me. It is a grand thing to behold. Whilst only 2 stories tall, it's an architectural marvel made of mostly marble and detailed finishings. But what perhaps draws the eye the most is the front door, which rather than being made of wood, appears to be made of heavy iron.
Goodness.
Okay.
Yes. Would you like to approach?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a handout for this one, do we, Chris?
No.
I'm going to ask Reed if he can prestidigitate some of the dirt off of my travelling clothes. If we're turning up to someone's house like this, a house like this, we need to look presentable.
That is fair.
We have multiple sets of fine clothes.
Do you want to get changed before we knock on the door?
Is there a bush big enough to hide a 9-foot tall hippo, James?
There's probably areas nearby where you could have changed on the way.
Lehman's tiny hut. I got Lehman's tiny hut.
Can you see through the Lebanon's honey hut?
Yes and no. You can.
On the outside, see in.
No.
Okay.
I don't think we need to use that.
The caster can decide the color. If the caster wants it to be opaque, it can be opaque.
We have the wine cart. You don't need to change in a hut.
Good point.
Yeah, but you're able to change into your fancier clothes.
Yep.
I would keep my armor on, but I would gladly swap out my jacket for the fancier one.
Oh, I've got my armor on sort of on over or under, whichever way would work. Make it look.
I'll just pull Misha's overcoat over his armor.
But sure.
Katia will, after, get dressed into the dress that her fiance had made for her. Because it's the only nice dress she has on her. The other dress is tattered up and, that cannot be used.
Don't you have the mending spell?
I do. I just like the other dress more.
That's fine. You're just thinking.
I do, but I like the other dress more. It's fine.
That's fair.
That would also be just as hard to get into as well. But that was more of like a ball gown. This is more of an A-line. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She, for the most part, I think she can tie the corset in the back because, it's not that hard to tie a corset. You just gotta know like where the holes are at and stuff. It's just untying it is the harder part. So she's like, all right.
How tall is the building?
What you?
It's a 2-story tall building.
I see you looking.
All right, I'm ready.
If Sigma will sneak up and look in through a window, can I see anything?
Ready and presentable?
Which window are you looking in through?
Either I can climb up to a second story or I can try a first story. Doesn't really matter to me.
I will say, as your attempt, if you do go to try to climb to the second story, you're struggling to find purchase on the wall, almost like there's nowhere to get your claws into in order to be able to climb. Almost like it's been made intentionally more difficult to climb.
Oh, then I'll just use the immovable rod and flip on top of that to see into the second story.
Yeah, that's an option. So looking to the second story, the window you're probably most likely see into just appears to be a bedroom. On this side, you cannot see a lot. On the ground floor, from that same place, you would see into a library.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, so who would like to approach the door first to knock on the door?
I guess I can.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
She'll have, obviously, the boys right behind her. Oh, no.
Yeah, Sigma will move back to the group as soon as he's done taking a look.
Can you hear that?
No. But perhaps intentionally, because as you go to knock on the door, almost as if anticipating you, it opens, and you see a figure of a well-dressed man. How may I be of assistance?
Hello. We are the... we have, we are the Mistaken. We are, we were sent from Kresk. There's trouble. There is trouble in town, and we would like to speak with the, owner of this beautiful mansion.
You wish to speak to Lady Marilina, and why should she be willing to speak to... He glances over the party, almost raising an eyebrow as he looks over you. Your band of adventurers, why should she deem to speak to you?
Because we were sent by the Burgermeister.
He seems to consider this for a moment.
People are going to starve to death. Normal people.
Right.
There was an incident that happened in town today, and food shortage has gone down significantly.
Very well. I will see if the lady's available. Please enter into the foyer. Divest yourselves of any weaponry. They can be placed in the closet there.
No.
I assure you, no one... Then you are not coming in. Full stop. There are no exceptions.
We're monster hunters. We do not disarm.
Then you are not coming in.
Okay.
James?
Yes?
Does Teltos classify as an undead?
No.
Then what creature am I sensing?
Your divine sense isn't picking up anything from them.
Why is my thing saying one undead?
I don't know why that's picking up undead, because there aren't any undead here.
That is weird.
That divine sense is a very odd thing.
It's you.
Might be picking up.
Katia will put her mace and her sword and the crossbow.
Yeah, it's picking up.
In the closet.
The lady's pet rat has got out. He reaches down and picks it up carefully and seems to pull a cage out of nowhere and cages the rat.
Octavian's going to lean over.
The undead rat back for revenge for sacrifice. What?
Sigma is absolutely not disarming. The only person who could order him to do so is not here.
Octavian's going to lean over to Sigma and ask if he still has that letter that was found with the... I forgot his name, the sheep farmer.
Luca?
Luca?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll show the letter from Luca.
I'm sure your mistress would love to let us in while we found this. It'd be a shame if news was spread that she took in one person knowing that something was potentially going to happen.
A look over the letter. Be like, Like I said, you are welcome to come into the foyer, but you will not be allowed further into the household unless you divest of weaponry.
Absolutely not. As I've said.
Then you will absolutely not be coming in.
Sigma.
We deal with vampires and things that disguise as other things. You never disarm. It's like the third tenet. It doesn't matter the proclivities or otherwise. Nobility don't understand the danger of monsters. So you do not respect such customs.
And you do not respect the customs of this home, nor respect the capabilities of its defenses. We are at no harm of monsters and the like. Do you think we would have survived so long out in these parts without the walls of Kresk or Velaki if we were at risk?
Such thinking is the exact thing that will get you killed.
Alright. She'll get it between the both of them, and she'll face Sigma. Why don't you just wait outside? But she's giving him a look when she said that.
What did you say? It got cut off.
Oh my god. I don't know what's going on with my mic. She'll cut in between the two of them, be like, alright. She'll look to Sigma, and she'll go, why don't you just wait outside? But she's giving him like a look to be like, do your thing. Wait outside, quote unquote.
Sigma will say, they've done something with the stonework. It's not something I can climb, if that's what you're implying.
I'm not implying anything. Just wait outside for us, Sigma. I don't think we'll be very long.
I guess Misha will have to wait outside as well. I don't think he'll disarm either.
That is true. Wait,
That is your choice.
We could wait in the foyer, right?
You are
But no
welcome
further.
to wait in the foyer, but
Yeah.
you will not be able to proceed any further. And he even walks over to each of the other doors and immediately locks them. And to the point, as he locks them, you hear like a complex turning of gears and clockwork inside the doors.
This is a perfect place to get yourself trapped, it would seem. Very easy place for monsters to get through.
If that is your belief.
Octavian will put his harpoon in. However, he's leaning on his cane as if it's very similar to like a walking cane. So he still has that with him.
Roll me a deception or performance check to see if you get away with that.
Can I roll with advantage due to Octavian's physically looking older?
Yeah.
So was that a no?
Yes, that was a no. You're not.
So,
you don't look ancient and wizened like that. You look.
He's graying. He's like 60s. Come on.
You're graying slightly, but.
I mean, okay. What did you want me to roll again?
Deception. Sorry, or performance.
Well, they're both -1, so. Damn it. Whoa. Damn it. Still too high.
That's an 8.
You will have your staff as well.
It's a walking
And
stick.
it is clearly not. You are clearly not in need of one as of yet. Also, any such devices for casting magical spells will... He pauses considering this. You may keep on you. They will be of no use to you, regardless.
Hmm.
Thought I was being smart with that one, and he'll put his cane up.
I don't suggest that any of you disarm, to be honest.
I mean, I've still got the
We have
hand
to.
axe. I've still got the dagger.
We don't have to. We can just go back to town and say that they were assholes.
We have to try.
Try what?
To help people.
We can't help people if we are being lured into a trap.
Exactly. And with all these locks and doors, this is exactly the place to trap someone. In fact, these locks and doors are exactly the kind of things that get people killed fumbling for keys.
It is just a meeting.
That's the thing. It's never just a meeting.
Well, I'm going.
And you really think
As is
I
good.
would miss a party like this?
How would Palmar feel, considering that if you go in there and get killed, Greed?
We've walked into Strahd and walked out. I'm sure this will be far safer than that.
Read.
That he didn't disarm us.
He
Because
didn't
we were not
need
a
to.
threat.
Wait, were we actually
We
invited?
do not know if we can trust you. As such, we will not allow armed strangers into our home. And I believe that to be a reasonable request.
Again, no.
And that is your decision. But I will stand by my point.
Octavian just going to sort of look at Sigma Range and go, someone's got to be there to look after these two. So yeah, he'll hand his harpoon and cane to Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma will hold on to them.
Be back for these.
Sure, I guess I'll take a look around the grounds then.
You're right.
Alright. Please wait here for a moment while I go inform the lady of your arrival.
Of course.
And he'll walk in.
Octavian's going to stand in front of Katia to block the view for a minute. And she'll see, if she looks at his bag, he's holding, blade into his hand, a dagger, and passing it to her.
Where am I gonna hide this?
With a wink of just in case.
she'll use a. Oh, jeez, Christ! I don't know where. Down her.
Hide it in your corset. I don't know.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Down her cleavage. Oh no!
I mean, I specifically am doing it behind my back, and he's standing at ease as a military man would, so his arms are behind his back.
Yeah.
With advantage, I'm guessing. Yeah, because he's big enough that he covers her like 3 times. So
who needs sleight of hand, me or Katia?
Katia.
Down the cleavage. Hopefully I don't cut myself.
Yeah, because it's not sheath.
Can I please have advantage with this at least?
I already said you could.
Oh, okay. I am so fucking. I died.
Come on.
16.
Okay. Let's see if he notices as he walks back. I doubt it because reasons.
I mean, he's being blocked by me.
No! Stop it! That's not fair!
I mean, she's being blocked by a 1,000-pound hippo.
Yeah.
I think he knows that we're not willing to cooperate with the idea of being disarmed as a group.
No way, should have seen that.
It's more that he sees through you than necessarily he saw it.
He sighs and pulls out a small wand and points it at you all. Please divest yourselves of all weapons.
Yeah, I was passing it to pass to the other guys.
Of course.
I mean...
Oh? Is he threatening Octavian?
No.
God damn
just
it.
Seeing right through
Oh my god!
I did so well with that.
It's just like, yes, I'm sure. Adventurers, please meet Lady Marilina Fitov, the head of this household. And you see a beautiful, dark-skinned woman with gold-rimmed spectacles perched on right, dressed in an elegant dress with a wide white brim sort of frill thing. I don't know the proper terminology.
Lace work?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Lace.
Yeah, they smile at the group, despite perhaps the unusual appearance of some of them. New guests and adventurers. Welcome to my home. I apologize for Tautus's strict adherence to the rules. I understand that weapons can be seen of such importance to adventuring types. However, I assure you, no danger will come to you whilst you're in my home.
Thank you for letting us speak with you, my lady.
Yes, please come in. I have been informed of your plight, but before we get to that, I have some hosting duties to do. Please mingle with the guests for a bit. I will be doing the same, and I will come back to you shortly, and we can discuss things whilst I give you a brief tour of the manor.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
They nod and begin to walk off to mingle with the guests. Tautos will walk off. You see him walk into what you see to be a kitchen, probably inspecting things. And again, as you walk in, all of the doors you see are the same large ironwork doors with rather than wood. They look very heavy duty. Octavian, you think even you, with like all of your strength, would struggle to budge these doors?
Question, James. How are they making you checking that we've not got any more weapons? Out of curiosity.
They swept a wand over you.
Did he find my hand axe then?
He would have. He did say divest yourself of all weapons, and probably wouldn't have left until you did.
God damn it. Okay, I'll
Well,
put
did
hand axe.
he see the dagger?
Yes.
Ah, fuck. Okay, so that's in the closet too.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You tried. She pats on him.
Sigma will grab everyone's weapons and they look at Misha and say, well, I guess we're getting these inside.
Yeah, okay.
They still have fishing wire.
Wish me luck, and she'll go out to...
Yeah, as you approach one of the guests, you probably overhear them say, the gardens here are lovely. You should definitely walk them before the sun sets today. But to avoid the hedge maze, they say no one can go in there but Lady Feetotop herself without getting lost. Oh, my apologies. I didn't notice you there. Greetings. My name is Phil. I am a noble of some kind.
Who's
This
speaking?
guy.
Oh, this guy. Oh,
Yeah.
She'll grab her skirt into Papa Al.
Yes,
Katia.
I'm a jeweler. Ah, a visitor from Kresk. How lovely. I myself have visited there a few times. But yes. How do you do? Allow me to introduce you to my dance partner for this. This is Marilyn. Not to be confused with Marilina, our host, of course.
Hello, Miss Marilyn.
Greetings, Miss Katia. It is lovely to meet you, and I must say I do admire your dress. You must refer me to your tailor.
My betrothed had made it for me.
Oh, excellent. Well, congratulations on your engagement, then.
Indeed. Does Lady Marilina host these parties often?
Oh, yes. She does host them fairly often. This is, I believe she normally hosts them about once a month.
I see. Do you know how many guests usually attend?
Well, it's rather one of the highlights of the season.
Of course.
A bit of a improvement from the bleak natural of our surroundings. So those who can attend and those who are of, shall we say, the right social class do tend to attend, though. Lady Marilina does have a soft spot for certain sorts. Adventurers, those who might be able to tell a good story, perhaps. I personally don't see it myself, but then again, it is lovely to meet someone a bit different from the normal crowd.
Yes, I've been told I don't look like most people.
Oh, that, and we've just not met you before, so...
Forgive my friends, they are from out of Barovia. But
you're adventurers.
Yes. But I'm from here. I was raised in Kresk and met them, and delightful. Honestly, adventuring exhilarating.
So you're from Kresk, so they sort of lean in. Did you hear that Lady Feetotov recently broke off her engagement with Dmitry Kreskov? Yes, that Kreskov.
The Burgermeister?
Wait. Yes. Well, he's not the Burgomaster yet.
What?
You must be thinking about another Dmitry, dear.
I apologize. What would you say? Did you say his last name was again?
What, the person that they mentioned?
Kreskov?
Yes. Which you do know is the name of the Burgomaster, so this does strike you as a bit odd.
I see. Well, do you know why she broke off the engagement?
I'm not fully sure of all the reasoning, but they say there was quite a big argument about something.
I see. Do you think she would be comfortable speaking about it?
She might be.
How recent was this?
They think for a moment. Oh, it's fairly recently. Otherwise we wouldn't still be gossiping about it.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself. What brings you to the ball, other than, of course, the ball itself?
I wanted to speak with Lady Marilina about some things. You could say a bit of a diplomatic mission, you could say.
And, well, maybe if you're talking to her and getting on her good side, you could try to see if she'll drop where the location of her family crypt is. It's a really big secret. Each time we gather for one of these galas, we like to take guesses on where it might be. I bet it's somewhere in the cellar. And then one of the others is like, no, it's got to be out in the ground somewhere. You wouldn't keep them under the building. That's just ghastly.
I mean, when I think of crypts, I would think of the Abbey.
Certainly, but that's more for the common folk. Nobility tend to have their own personal.
Yeah, of course.
Why, even the famous Lightbrand family have their own family crypt, or so it's said.
Ah, I have heard of that, yes. Michelle, do you know if the Lightbrands might attend this evening?
I don't believe we've had any of the Lightbrands attend for a while. I honestly thought that most of them had been, well, the rumors say wiped out by a long time ago, but there might be remnants here and there. Supposedly there's an old man who travels, and he has the brand on the end of his walking cane.
Do you know what his name is?
No, unfortunately not.
Unfortunate. Well, maybe anything could happen tonight.
Of course.
We do have a gift and a tiefling in attendance, so anything.
Ah, yes, the rare gift, otherwise known as an astropotamus, I believe.
You should speak with him. He's a military man. And he's a captain of his own ship.
Mm.
He has wonderful stories to share. Good speak.
We shall definitely have to speak with him when we get the chance.
I'll introduce you. I'll introduce you if you like.
That'd be excellent. Octavian, what are you doing as you are in this place where you're just standing?
He was being the strong, silent type, just standing there, keeping an eye on things. Sort of being very sort of like rigid and, very obviously I'm working, or that sort of degree was how he was trying to sort of come across.
A man dressed in ceremonial armor walks towards you. He even appears to have what initially you think is a weapon, but it's clearly like a fancy dress sword sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could potentially whack someone with it, but even then it doesn't look very suitable for that.
Yeah.
Greed, on the other hand, is surrounded by gaggles of women, just sort of blending in with the crowd, being Greed.
Mm-hmm.
But this... I see by the fine curl of your moustache that you must be a military man. That in the uniform, of course.
Yes, you would be correct.
Have you been on many campaigns, old boy?
Not in this plane of existence, no. I'm new to the area, shall we say.
Ah, excellent, excellent. Well, I've been in a few scraps myself back in the day. Retired now, but I earned my share of fame and fortune in my battles, of course.
Of course.
Yes. My name is... Well, they used to call me Commander Silver, but you can simply call me Silver.
Yeah, okay. The same as he did to gain access to Kresk, he's going to refer to himself with his prior rank and introduce himself as Commodore.
Oh, Commodore, very high up in those naval ranks. Certainly. A bit higher than a captain, but not as high as an admiral, by my understanding.
I believe so. I mean, this is me talking because I actually can't remember, but I believe so.
Yeah. A Commodore is essentially above a cap. It basically is the rank above captain and is in charge of multiple vessels, and the captain is under them as the direct person of those vessels. I want to say
it's been a while since I looked at
Pirates of the
it.
Caribbean might have became a Commodore.
Yeah, Commodore First Class and Rear Admirals. Yes, it's two under Admiral.
Yeah. Well,
at least.
What would you say is the greatest battle you've been in?
Yester Hill?
Oh, no, not yesterday. So he'll, without going in giving too much details regarding his ship's specifications, but he'll sort of explain what his ship was in the sense of what a Spelljammer is, and the rough idea of how his ship was with a large cannon at the front, that sort of thing.
During my day, the only ships that we sailed were upon the sea, and we were lucky to get much more than a ballista.
They look relatively similar, but magic and I'm not. It's a very technical piece of work of engineering, and he does what he can to sort of explain it without giving too much away. And then just sort of goes on to saying about some of the things he's seen, like Illithid, like the Nautilus ships, that sort of thing.
They listen to your stories, and you're able to mingle with the party, with the guests of the party for a while. And it's probably been those outside, as you're looking around trying to find other entrances. All of the windows seem to be of the heavily reinforced sort, which looks very difficult to break or to prise open.
Oh, we would try anyway. We wouldn't just say, "Oh, it's reinforced," and not try.
Yeah, and all of the outside doors are of that same iron style.
Sure.
But yes, you're welcome to give me an athletics check, or if you're trying to pick the locks, a thieves' tool check.
Who do you think's better at you doing athletics with the crowbar for advantage, Misha, or me doing thieves' tools?
Let's try thieves' tools first.
Sure.
If subtlety doesn't work, we can always break it.
Well, I'll use enhance ability, and I'll pick Cat's Grace.
Charity this be? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, you're not able to pick the lock for that. They seem... Well, there's not even really necessarily a lock. It's more you'd have to, get something between the gaps in order to, open it somehow, but you're unable to do so.
I would keep trying. I wouldn't just...
Yeah, you can give me another couple of tries, and this will basically just cover...
Is this a push roll?
Not really. It's more that I would try every window.
You can give me a couple more tries, I'll say. I'm not going to have you roll for every window, because that would be sort of ridiculous. Unfortunately, even with that, you're unable to pick open these windows.
That's a +8.
The only thing I could do is I could try knowledge from a past life. That's a D6, but I don't know if that would help. It could help, but...
Let's try brute force first.
Okay.
Crowbar. Athletics check?
Yep. With advantage? Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah, you're struggling to find any place to get the crowbar into to have any form of real leverage to do much.
And if I try to open the window from the other side?
How would you do that?
Misty Step.
Misty stepping to get in, certainly a possibility.
I only need to see where I go.
Mm-hmm.
We look for the...
But this isn't a proper area to go.
Yeah, we may go through a different window, because I'm just avoiding trying to
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid moving without the GM being aware of us moving.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I'll keep an eye on you for a bit so that you can decide where exactly you want to try to go for.
This is the kitchen, right?
Yeah,
that's
this
the
next
dining
room
room.
is the kit. You've gone past the dining room and
Yeah.
you see people coming in and out of the dining room, putting lavish food down, fancier than any you've seen in Barovia, except perhaps at Ravenloft itself.
Mm-hmm.
We could wait for someone to open a door and just knock them out.
No, that's. I really just want to see the ballroom wherever it is.
I think it's in the center of the house from the little bit
Yeah,
we
they're
saw from the doorway.
basically in the ballroom at the moment, essentially. Actually, no, wait. Let me double check that I'm making sense of that.
Wait.
Yes. They're in the ballroom.
Are there no windows in this area? Oh, there's a window.
Yeah. This room appears to be an art gallery of sorts.
Okay, weird. I can't go any further because the token collide. Oh, I have been pulled upstairs for some reason. I have no idea why.
How the... Where did you...
I have no idea.
No.
I don't know where you went then. I think you may have accidentally stepped...
On,
I don't know.
on an invisible staircase or something?
Are there any ornamental armor pieces in the gallery?
No.
Okay, there goes my
Strangely
brain.
appears to be mostly mirrors.
Hmm?
A lot of what you can see in this gallery appears to be mostly mirrors.
Mirrors?
Mm-hmm.
Strange.
Weird.
Oh.
The next room you come across appears to be like a private salon, like a dining room, living room sort of area.
Why? Why?
And you have another meeting room.
I feel like this is one of our best rooms of opportunity where we could easily...
This one?
Yeah. Do we want to break a window?
No, just... I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
Path is blocked, try again. But I want to go there.
Yep.
And then open the window.
From the inside. Even from the inside, now you can look at it, that this window appears to have, whilst obviously not nearly as complex as the doors because it wouldn't be able to hold it, it appears that the locking, like the actual lock for this, does appear to be a more complex lock.
Zig will motion towards your cloak and motion for you to push it on every side of the window, like put cloth on both sides to muffle the sound.
And then break the window.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, oh, that's darkness. Yeah, do that. Do we have something else?
Yeah. And I can use a python to hit a point on the window, like someone would with a, like those car break-in devices, so we can muffle the sound and break the window quietly.
Yeah, give me, I guess, an attack roll with your python.
Oh my god.
You don't even scratch the window.
Nothing's stopping me from keep trying. I have a hammer, so.
Whilst you're doing that, I will move back to the others briefly.
I wouldn't lose
After-
the fight though while I'm doing this, so.
No. The party has been going on. You've been discussing things. Katia, it's probably been mentioned to you at least once by someone. Yes, the architecture of this place is fascinating, but I hear Ravenloft, which the Feetedorf family were actually responsible for building, is even more impressive. Not being there myself, of course. Not really my crowd, but...
I mean...
But...
Ravenloft is incredible from the distance. Up close, it's intimidating. That is to say, that's what I've heard.
Fair enough. It's at this point that Lady Marilena walks over and is like, Miss Katia, Mr. Octavian, it looks like your friend, the tiefling over there, is very
Occupied?
occupied. So allow, whilst we can get to business later, but first let me give you a bit of a tour of the place.
If you would like,
Of course.
yes, that would be lovely.
Okay, so the first room they will walk into is the library.
Hold on. How do I follow?
If you have your token selected, then hover over hers and press F.
There we go.
Yes, this is my library. As you can see, I have a rather vast array of books. Some quite ancient, passed down by family. Some of which is more, what's the word? Business related, locksmithing, architecture, mercantile records, things like that. But for the most part, any rare tome that we can get ends up here.
Your collection
Yes.
is beautiful.
Yes, I rather believe it is. We even have, we did at one point even have the blueprints for Ravenloft itself here. But, more the model that was used in preparation for building it, but that's since been transported elsewhere. I'm not sure of its exact location, unfortunately. I'd love to get my hands back on it.
I
But,
see.
yes.
May I ask, why was Ravenloft built? Was it commission from someone?
Yes, it was a commission from, from a certain immortal patron, shall we say, who we did not want to get on the wrong side of, but we were rewarded quite handsomely for the work. Of course, he put his own spins on it, from my understanding. That was a bit before my time, so I don't know the exact details. Are you much of a reader, Katia?
Yes, I've always dreamed of having a collection like this one day.
Yes.
Library and craft is nice, but it's more of a bookshop. It's nothing like this.
Yes, well, a library. This is a library. They walk over to a shelf and peruse through it for a moment and pull out a book and turn around and hand it to you. You can borrow this should you wish. I'm sure I can trust you to return it.
Oh. What book is it?
It is a... Let me think. What would be an interesting book? It is a book of Elvish history.
Thank you.
Yes, just make sure you return it in the same condition it is now, but I'm sure I can trust you with that.
I will guard it with my life.
Yes, I'm never one to deny literature to the curious and those who are true readers.
Who is your favorite author, if you could pick one?
That is difficult. I mean, a lot of what I read is more books on mathematical theorems and the like. And I had one of my ancestors try to convert magic into a purely somehow doing it via numbers. I don't quite understand it myself, but I've been trying to work that one out. I don't quite possess the magical gifts that some of my ancestors possessed, or in fact even the locksmithing skills. I can make a good lock, but they walk over to one of the doors. We've hired some of the finest thieves, strong men in the world in the past to try to breach our defenses, and whilst magic has allowed them to do so, it's the actual doors themselves have never been breached. Magic to bypass, of course, is a trickier one, but we have other defenses for that sort of thing.
Why all the security?
No. We are a very wealthy family, and people get desperate. We also live in Barovia, a land full of various monsters and creatures. You cannot be too careful. A simple wooden door won't hold up to even the weakest of zombies, but these would be hard for even an ogre to breach, or something even greater still.
I see.
Yes.
Speaking of Dyer, there is something I do wish to discuss with the reason why we are here.
Yes. Let me take you upstairs to, actually, wait, let me just check that I'm getting my positioning right. Yes, let me take you to a private meeting room. And whilst I deal with that, Tautos will see to your companions outside. Or should I say inside, now if my suspicions are correct?
Inside? Oh, what have those morons done now?
Like I said, there are ways to bypass via magic, but we do have
Please,
magic to detect such things.
do not. Please forgive them.
Yes, our apologies.
We promise you, we have no bad intent for you, your guests. I don't know why they're trying to. What they're doing, but feeling.
I'm sure I understand that having read many stories that some warriors, monster hunters, the like, their weapons to them are important. Going unarmed to be seen as going in unprepared. However,
Yeah.
I think for them it's more of a safety.
exactly,
World of
and
monsters, and they are monster hunters.
I can understand that, but at the same time, I'm sure you can understand why I do not want weapons within my household.
Yes. Which is why
Of
we will try to
course.
make this brief then. A monster had attacked Kresk. All of the sheep are gone. The food was already in short supply. At this rate, people will starve within.
You're cutting out a bit.
Oh my goodness. What was picked up? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and why it's doing that. Okay. A monster attacked Kresk. All of the sheep are gone. The food supply was already really low, even before that. People are desperate. We came here to ask for food. Any that you could give us, we would be eternally grateful for. The Burgermeister himself would be grateful for. Ren?
I'm just considering my answer to that. Yes. Well, unfortunately.
I don't know what's happening at the church, but the church will not help. People are growing hungry.
Yes.
I'm not asking you for everything. Just a donation, you could say.
It is nothing personal, but I have no real reason to want to help Kresk. I understand they may be in dire circumstances, but that is not my responsibility to deal with.
No.
And you can roll an insight check on them.
Can I also roll persuasion? Because I'm proficient in it. So.
Yeah. Roll your
Okay.
insight first, because it might
Yeah.
affect how you want to go about persuading them.
Can I insight as well, just to see if
Yeah,
there's...
you can.
Not great, but not bad. Ooh, Octavian did better than me. And insight's one of my proficiencies.
You can tell from her demeanor and perhaps how she's speaking that it is very much a personal thing why she refuses to help Kresk.
Is one of the reasons you refuse to help Kresk due to your history with the current Burgermeister? We heard that you were once engaged to be wed.
Their face frowns for a moment. Just. Yes, I suppose he was to be the Burgomaster, that is true. And perhaps he has already become that. It has been a few days.
Days?
Days? Lady
Excuse me
Marina.
for being... how old is the Burgermeister?
The Burgomasters... Oh, you're asking them?
I'm asking her how old she believes he is. Or how old he is to her knowledge, like to her.
Oh, well, he would be of a similar age to me, in maybe his late 20s.
How old did he look to us?
Not 20s.
Probably early 40s at the youngest.
I was gonna say early 60s, but okay.
Oh. Generous.
Actually, no.
Generous.
Let me alter that a bit. She'd probably say late 30s, like herself, and he's probably, for you, in his 50s would be what you would think.
My lady, he's in his 50s.
You must be thinking of someone else, perhaps his father.
He has, I mean, I'm not obviously saying the fact that it was the child who caused all the drama, but he has a child and a wife.
She seems confused by this. Either way,
My lady. How long have
yes.
you been inside this place? This mansion?
Well, I was last in Kresk a few days ago. That's when I broke up with Dimitri.
My lady. What year is it?
They will state a year, but it's about 15 years too early. Like 15 years ago in the past is what I'm saying.
She looks to Octavian.
Well, I mean, Octavian wouldn't know the date of this place, but that's not right, is it?
No.
We've been over the year multiple times because of our own time shenanigans.
Of course, yes. Sorry. I apologize. Okay, yes. I'll go. No,
yes.
I
will.
I'm so sorry to tell you this, but that's not true. It's this year, and she'll say what the actual year is.
The
Burgermeister he has a wife and a son. Or he had a son, I should say. It's been...
Roll me a persuasion check, Katia.
Oh my god, okay. No pressure. I'm sorry, I know what we're saying is very confusing, and I'm sure you don't believe us. And you have every right to not believe us.
I will consider your words. You are welcome to remain and attend the ball. I will consider your words both about this and about what is needed in Kresk. You are welcome to stay the night, and I will give you my answer on the morrow.
Of course.
And they look deeply puzzled.
I'm so sorry.
Meanwhile, whilst all that's going on, Taltos has walked into the salon where Misha has...
I would have misty stepped outside like half an hour ago. Okay, 10 minutes ago.
To be fair, we are much earlier in the timeline than everyone else is because they are all mingling with guests, and we are way earlier on what's going on.
Okay, so if you have teleported out already, I'll just take you back outside. They walk in and look about, mutter to themselves, and then leave that room. And they will head towards the front door. And we'll step outside and state loudly, adventurers, are you still about or have you left? I don't know where you two would actually be at this point.
You probably would have gone around the whole house.
Yeah, so I'll take you over to like here-ish, probably. Yeah, let's say like here. And so you would have heard him say that.
Oh.
I did say I would look around the rounds.
Of course, and we are aware that you have attempted to use magic to breach our defenses. A good test of some of our magical defenses that will need to be reattuned. I have had a brief conversation with her ladyship. I understand that you do not wish to forego your weapons for various reasons. And I'm sure you can understand. I'm sure you can understand from our perspective why we do not wish to have armed guests within our home. However, I also realize that you merely putting your weapons here would be... What's the right term? I feel like we lost a Taylor.
We lost a Taylor, I think.
Oh,
Taylor.
Having your weapons inaccessible would also not be, or
there's a reason
suitable.
monster hunters don't go unarmed whenever noblemen are involved, and that's because noblemen tend to think they know better than monster hunters.
Let me put this clearly, bluntly. Even if we forfeit our weapons, we can still easily murder people. Our weapons are enchanted specifically to deal more damage or to be specifically dangerous to monsters. Without our weapons, we are less capable of defending the people. Without our weapons, we are as capable as harming your precious guest, if that would be our intent. However, harming your guest is not our goal. It is not our intent. We merely want to make sure that no one will be harmed while we are aware, in their presence. If we have our weapons, we will put our lives on the line to protect them.
It's like having a bunch of free bodyguards walking about the place.
They seem to be considering your point. I will speak to her ladyship and see what she says. However, currently, our best compromise is that your weapons are left in the closet, but we give you a key so that you have access to them easily. I realize that is not ideal.
You deny a light brand their weapons.
The light brand name does not mean much here. We would deny anyone their weapons should they enter. We have previously requested even mighty wizards hand over their staffs and spellbooks, and they have done so.
Are those mighty wizards sworn to protect the people of this land?
Some of them in the past. We have had guests from the light brands here previously, and whilst they were reluctant, they understood that providing they had a way to quickly access their weapons, that was a compromise. However, once the guests have left, they...
You do understand that I cannot be disarmed. Literally.
They look at you for a moment. I appreciate that many people are deadly weapons, including yourself. However, this is about minimizing potential threats from strangers who could be claiming to be a light brand and not be a light brand, for example. As you said, there are many monsters and tricksters and such.
What is the order your mistress gave you?
That we are not allowed, that armed guests are not allowed within the household.
Then our discussion here is over. Bye.
That is understood. I tried to be reasonable. Been a little bit earlier. Yes. Alright. I am going to return to my guests. Feel free to remain here or explore. I can, if you wish for more of a further part of the tour, I can give that later. But for now, I shall leave you. And she walks out to go start mingling with the guests.
Do you want to take a shot at the window? I don't really care how they feel about it anymore.
I just want to make sure that the rest of the group isn't brought in any more danger.
It only convinces me more they're in danger by being in there.
Another shot at the window it is. If only had Octavian. With guidance. Do we have?
We could just break it.
Hmm. The windows are way too sturdy.
We could just start pulling stones out of the back of that fireplace.
Can you create a zone of silence?
No.
Are you
I mean, I
fireplace?
Yeah, right here. And Sigma will point out this fireplace, like the back of this thing here.
Oh.
Might be having an easier time with stonework than we would with the points of egress.
Let's try destroying that. Hmm?
I mean, how are you going to attempt to destroy it or break in via that method?
Start crowbarring out stones.
Brick by brick?
Brick by brick.
You can certainly try.
Oh. Crowbar advantage. 22.
Unfortunately, you're unable to get purchase on the stone.
I guess we'll just wait in the wagon.
Yeah.
If you're going to physically force entry, what's the difference between knocking on the door and then just pushing your way past the butler?
Fair.
Rather than dismantling the entire house, like if you're gonna like brute force it, you could just like literally push your way past. Because once you're in, they're gonna see you're inside anyway, and at which point you're gonna have that physical confrontation regardless. Because the guests are gonna see you, the butler's gonna see you, and at that point they're gonna just ask you to leave, at which point you're gonna say no. Which is equally the same outcome as if you just knocked on the door and pushed your way past.
Fair. What was the reason again? Because I was very close to doing that again.
I think it's more that we're trying not to attack people.
Yeah.
Again, our goal isn't to hurt people, so. We don't give a fuck about the building.
Yeah, same again. Like if the butler asks you to leave and you just walk past them, it's literally the same as if you try to break in. Because you're going to come to face them at some point anyway. Like, from where you can see, the library connects to the ballroom and nowhere else. So you're walking straight through the guests armed anyway. At which point, the butler stops you, and the same again, you walk past them because it's interesting. It's no different walking through the front door forcefully as it is breaking something down forcefully. Like they're the same outcome regardless. Except one is you've done structural damage to the building and may have to pay for it.
Well, to be fair,
not that you're getting anywhere with that anyway, because it seems like this is
if we were able to get in that way, then apparently there is a huge safety security flaw that they've overseen.
I'm just saying, if you want to brute
Yeah.
force it, there's easier ways to do it, rather than piece by piece taking apart a fireplace.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to brute force it, you might as well just say we're coming in regardless.
Yeah.
And if the butler tries to stop you, then it's the same as if the butler tried to stop you, but in the library.
Yeah. Octavian and Katia, now that there's the lady of the house has basically said no, but she'll think about it and will let you know. They have invited you to stay, but you don't have to stay. Would you have gone to join the others outside, or would you have stayed to continue with the party and such?
She would probably go out to the dance floor and then turn to Octavian and be like, "Do you want to go meet up with them outside to tell them about the invitation to stay?"
Yeah, I don't feel like it'd be a good idea to stay here for the night without them. Especially now we know something's going on time-wise.
Yes.
I don't think it's a good idea. We can sleep in the wagon if needs be for the night. It's not going to be comfortable or spacious, but I just feel.
I mean, I would rather sleep in a bed, but
I've got a bed. I've got a hippo-sized bedroll.
I'll go get Greed, and you head outside.
Yep.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah, Octavian will head outside and.
You're still following me.
Nope, I've tried moving my token, but it didn't want to move for some reason. I currently have 2 tokens.
She'll cut through the sea of women that are surrounding Creed. And just be like,
Tautos will allow you out.
Signal to him, be like,
Thank
come on,
you.
we're gonna go outside. And then, sorry ladies, I have to steal him away.
They look upset, but Greed assures them that he will return.
We will be right back. She'll tell the butler.
They nod.
Since he already has Sigma sharpening everyone's equipment on the ground.
Oh. Thank you for retrieving that for us.
These windows are bothersome. It's like rats trapped in a cage, to be honest.
We heard.
Yes.
There is no way to get in?
Neither my lockpicking nor Misha's strength seem to do much. Going in there is a dangerous thing to do. Easy way to get locked inside with something.
We were able to speak with the lady of the house, and we believe there's time shenanigans happening here as well.
Again?
Yes. She seems to be 15 years in the past. Apparently, she was betrothed to the Burgermeister, and she had broken off their engagement a couple days ago. We all know that the Burgermeister and his wife have been together for a long time. So.
Yeah, that kid, Ilya, he was.
What, like 15?
Late 10, 15, something, maybe somewhere.
Like 13, 14, I'll say.
Well, if that's
She-
the case,
When she knew him, she didn't think he was the Burgermeister. His father was the Burgermeister. Still, we haven't met his father, so I can only assume that. Well, clearly he's not the Burgermeister anymore. And when I said that he had a son, she had no idea what I was talking about.
I see.
Spirits.
And I asked her about helping Kresk. Because of the break off of her engagement, to her it's been to us it's been 15 years, but to her it's been a few days. The wound is still fresh, you could say.
Well, it's been only a few hours since you went in. So it's
Time is
not like
passing.
seems to be passing like normal. At least up to now.
They spoke about the light brands as if something just happened.
That can't be, because that's Butler doesn't really seem to know us.
Oh, the people inside knew who you were. Well, I guess not who you were, but the light brand name.
Did she say she would help Kresk?
She said that she would sleep on it, and she would tell us tomorrow. And she invited us to stay the night.
We shall return tomorrow.
If she wants us to stay the night, we need to stay armed. We don't want to get caught up in this situation ourselves and be unarmed.
I'll follow whatever you guys decide. But it seems that she and I have a kinship, you could say. We're both avid readers, and I don't know. Potentially she could be a friend. I don't think she's a bad person. And I think she normally would help, but because of the timey-wimey stuff, things are complicated. We did tell her the truth. And she seemed more confused than anything. Not upset, though. Just confused.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do? What do we do in this situation?
Well, they won't let us inside, so... And we can't break in. And I'm not going in unarmed.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, Sigma, but can you not hide or store things within your tail?
Only so much. I feel like it's a bit obvious if this thing is bigger than normal.
Enough room for our weapons, or at least a hand axe and a knife?
Maybe?
I mean, if push comes to shove, that would you feel comfortable with that being your weapon?
Then you all would be unarmed.
I at least have some survivability being able to shape change. I don't know how magic works in there.
The butler
They
did say something
Was
weird.
there some sort of anti-magic or barrier that I could
Yes,
see with detect magic?
With your detect magic, let me check. You detect divination magic.
Divination.
Oh, that's why.
I don't understand the purpose of locking yourself in a perfect box. But if we were to go in there, we would be locking ourselves in a box.
If someone were to trap you in one of those rooms, there's no way to get out. Even the windows are basically unopenable.
It may be better for us just to find another solution to the food problem.
We
I don't
can
want to
come back
give up this
tomorrow.
yet.
We can come back tomorrow, and if she doesn't want to help us at all, then we need to find another solution.
All right.
And
Let's do
any
that.
solution that I can think of will take too long for the people to be helpful.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are going to find a place to. You're going to head back to Kresk and rest, or you're going to find a place near here and rest?
Oh, they locked the door.
I mean, we could probably stay on the grounds. Probably wouldn't be too hard.
Okay.
Like they
Yeah.
said, we could stay the night. There's nothing to say that we needed to stay inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The door's locked. I guess I'm knocking on the door again.
Yeah. Kaltos will return to the door. Yes.
Please inform the lady that we will be staying. But we will not be staying inside the manor. We have a caravan that we can sleep in.
That is understandable. I will inform her ladyship.
We will return in the
So,
morning.
though I would be sure that you set up a perimeter. The area isn't safe, hence our defenses.
Of course. We'll be fine. Thank you.
Good night.
Good
And with
night.
that, they lock the door, and you hear, perhaps from inside, and if you look through the windows, you see them going around closing and locking up other doors.
They really don't want us in.
Again, locking themselves in a box.
You can't really blame them, though.
It's a very good way for noblemen to die. You know how many find themselves dying fumbling for a key?
Where do you want to set up camp?
Probably by the fountain is where I would suggest.
Well, there is this
mean, there's big open space right here. You know,
There's space over here.
Yeah.
By the statue.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's not a bad position.
And there's 2 benches.
Misha,
Mm.
did your family have like a special crypt?
Yeah, we did. Or do.
Well, they were discussing about her family's crypt. Apparently, the location of it is a secret.
A secret?
Yeah. Apparently, it's something that the nobles like to gossip about during these parties.
Well, for my family's crypts, we have a building next to our main mansion. But if this one is secret, then I assume it's underground with some secret entrance, either underneath an ornament, a hidden basement. Well, no, it's usually just away from the building.
I can keep watch. As I always do. If any of you want to keep watch with me, you may. Well, I guess we're waiting around.
It's gonna be a long waiting.
I think having set watches wouldn't be a bad idea. You know, those watch with you, Sigma, between us all. There's not all left to one, but especially in a place like this.
Yeah.
We could always use Katia's tiny hut.
That's very true. How long does that last?
8 hours.
Okay.
It's very tiny, though.
James?
Hmm.
How far away is Wover?
Yeah.
Because more than a day ago, I sent him out to deliver a
Yeah.
message.
Yeah, they probably actually do return during this night. I will say.
Puppy's back.
Yeah.
And they look at you.
There you are. No, not
Yeah,
you.
they just.
Why is he here?
How
Go back to
did they
Pelmar.
appear? Well, go away, animated. Well,
You
go
won't
away,
stop
animated
following
armor.
us. It's
You're with
stalking us.
Palmar. I mean, if Palmar sends him with a letter, that's fine. It's just where.
It keeps appearing. It's stalking us.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Imagine that's
also,
Strahd spying on us. It's using our own damn animated armor against us.
yeah, as a further part of the lockdown, you start seeing metal shutters come down on the windows.
Rats in a
goodness.
box.
Rats in a box.
Waver just looks at you.
Yeah. Well, more important stuff.
What was your message again for Wover that you sent?
I sent
I forget
2
the
messages,
details.
and I believe I post them in handouts.
You can always cover it later. So forgot about it.
I sent out
Stop
2
following me.
messages, one to my brother and the other to the children of Mother Night, that we wanted to let them know. Oh, here. Vasily, if you're reading this, I need you to know that we wish to meet with you and your group. I understand you might be cautious because of our family traditions, but I trust you know of my own situation, your brother. And the other part is to the children of Mother Night. We also like to meet with you. We hope to be able to meet on friendly terms. If you wish to learn more about us, you can reach us by giving this wolf your reply.
Yeah, Wover hands you a reply. Yeah, long time no hear, Misha. I honestly thought that maybe he had ended up in the same state that father is, or worse, but at least you seem to be alive and kicking, so if you want to come and meet us, I would advise you come late at night. That way the more difficult people should be out hunting.
I only got a reply from Vasily.
He may have caught the letter before the others and not felt the desire to share it.
Actually, I'll add an extra bit. I'd advise you not to send letters directly to them if Kirill found out this letter, well, he'd probably invite you in, but you wouldn't be walking out.
And does Wover understand common? I believe he does.
You have telepathy with Wover.
But would he be able to tell me what he has heard from there to see if there is other people pretending to be writing this letter?
Would Wover have met Vasily?
It doesn't say languages. I don't think he would have met him, but he would have known what person to look for.
You get sort of an image of a figure wearing a mask. That seems to be it's a familiar looking mask, and that is the image that Wover seems to be giving as the person they handed over the letter to. The handwriting, I will say, also looks very reminiscent of Vasily's, if not identical. That has been a few years since you've seen it.
Months.
Well, even when he was there, he probably wasn't writing you letters.
There was a door between us.
Yeah, so they were probably just talking through the door. But yes, that's what Wover's note has. Wover just sort of lays down, panting like a big dog. That's essentially what they are.
Yeah.
Greed probably makes a comment about, yet another loyal hound or something, looking at Misha.
Sure. Don't even wanna.
Yeah.
Let's just rest. What time is it even?
Yeah, you can have a long rest.
Have a good day tomorrow.
During the long rest, do we hear or notice anything?
No, not particularly, no. Actually, give overnight, anyone who takes a watch, give me a DC, give me a perception check.
Yeah. Perception, yeah.
Yep.
Where's my perception check?
We got a perception Sigma and a perception Octavian.
Yep. Okay. Sigma and Octavian, during the night, you hear the muffled sound of shattering glass from within the house.
That it?
That's and then you hear a muffled scream.
Ah. Rats in a box.
Rats in a box.
Oh, we're going to have an interesting conversation tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. That's all you hear.
Okay.
Do you take your long rest?
Yeah, I'll take a long rest.
Okay.
I'll cast good berries before I rest, so I have a fresh set of berries to give everyone in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not going to do any dream sequences in detail. However, each of you has a sort of vague dream of yourself 15 years older.
You want to put me in the floor?
Yep, 15 years older. And Octavian, you do have a walking stick in this vision, but in the morning you are wake up refreshed. You can have your long rest.
"15 years. It's almost like nothing happens for Sigma."
Does it?
Just the idea of being 15 years older wouldn't be much to them.
I mean, how old is Sigma again? Like, actually?
Since they were created, like
4.
Like 3.
3, maybe 4.
But if you add all their ages together, it's something like 200.
Yeah, but since they were created, so 15 years in the future from 3, you'd be old enough to drink alcohol, okay?
All of you, if you think you can stop the old hunter from drinking alcohol if you really wanted it.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. But yes, long rest, and I'll do the same as I did, because of those berries that I would have given everyone the previous day would be useless now. So I'll just hand out 2 berries to everyone again.
Yeah. So in the morning, you see the shutters raise. You see, you potentially hear the sound of clockwork and cogs as the doors open.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's getting prepared.
Well, I guess we need to go see what happened.
Yeah, I'm just going through my spells and see what I want and don't. While I was in the house, James, the walls, how thick did they look?
Probably 5 foot thick, maybe, if not thicker.
Thank you. That's getting prepared.
We see a Sigma has like he has like most of these nights we'll select undead because there's no other reason to pick other things. Right now. For our favorite foe for the day.
Yeah.
Heading... Never mind then. Sorry, I misread the spell. God damn it.
You heading back round to the front door?
Yep.
in the morning, because this area is sort of a working area, you can see around the outskirts, you can see farmers tending crops, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katia,
And
do
there
you want
appears to
knock
be
on the door
various
again?
surrounding buildings on the estate.
I'll hand Sigma the hand axe and dagger to hide in their tail.
Yeah, Sigma will put everyone's weapons in their tail again if they can.
I mean, I'm fine handing the harpoon and my staff in, so that I can, if needs be, wild shape and things.
Sigma will go, you could turn into a cat.
I mean,
carry
I can, yes.
I mean, technically, when you wild shape, doesn't your equipment merge into you? So that would be a way.
It
You
does,
could carry
yeah.
everyone's gear and
Yeah, I will then. Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll carry everyone's gear, and I'm gonna wild shape into a cat.
Okay.
Can't remember. Is this the first time that Katia would have seen this? Can't remember.
Yeah.
Well, technically, you wild shaped into a cat to sleep under the table in the house.
yeah, but
Yeah,
they were
I must not-
see that though. I
trying
didn't see
to
that though.
breed.
Wild shape cat. The act must not be in a compendium. God damn it! I hate this thing.
Let me
When he
try.
finishes the transformation and he's a kitty, she'll just pat pat
He's like a
pat pat.
he's a big sort of ginger Maine Coon
Ooh.
with the pattern of his monocle and mustache in the fur in white.
I'll do it, James. You continue.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, Chris. I can't ever seem to get the bloody thing to work.
No, it doesn't work because of player permissions.
Oh.
As you approach, I assume you knock on the door.
I like Katia now.
Just because I'm gonna sort of jump up and like lay over sort of Katia's shoulders.
Okay. You knock, and a few
Gives him a
moments
scratch
later,
underneath the chin.
yeah, the door opens.
Hello.
Good morning. What brings strangers like yourself to the manor so early?
Pardon?
Oh, don't recognize any of you, and you've come quite early in the morning. Is there
Mr.
something I can help you
Tassos,
with?
it's us. From last night.
I'm afraid I have not met you before in my life.
It could be the time shenanigans,
Oh,
Katia.
no.
And I'm going to say it's on that particular note as you realize that for some reason the butler who you spoke to and had such disagreements with doesn't recognize you for some reason. It is at that point that we will end tonight's session.
Oh, damn it.
Ah! Oh,
I should have killed him. I had the chance to kill him without any repercussions.
Yeah.
You really did. You really did.
Obviously, join us tomorrow for Icewind Dale. Join us Sunday for the Icewind Trekkers. Join us Monday for the Jumping Junipers, and we'll be back again next Tuesday. Hopefully with Greed.
Hopefully with Greed.
Hopefully Cameron is here.
Yeah. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.